The game of chess is not merely an idle amusement. Several very valuable qualities of the mind, useful in the course of human life, are to be acquired and strengthened by it. The game of chess has long been recognized as a valuable tool for improving strategic skills and navigating complex challenges. In this video, we will explore how 5 principles of chess can be applied to conflict and competition in everyday life. Some of these principles can even be found in the ancient strategy book, The Art of War. I personally take to heart these principles as they have helped me better strategize and succeed in life and with this channel. So hopefully they can serve you well. If, like me, you are also passionate about chess, please leave in the comments any insights or ideas you may have about chess and how chess skills are useful in life. One of the most important strategic tools in chess is the concept of dictating the tempo. According to chess writer Jeremy Silman, this means making moves that dictate the direction and flow of the game. For example, you might threaten your opponent's pieces or build a position that threatens checkmate, forcing your opponent to play on the defensive. In other words, you're making moves that your opponent has to react to. This is achieved by making moves that threaten your opponent in some way, which gives you control of the game. Your opponent is reacting to your moves while your moves are free. Thus, you're dictating where the game goes. Being forced into a defensive position, your opponent is waiting to lose while each of your moves is a step closer to victory. In life, this translates to taking the initiative and pushing your own agenda. By acting in an impactful way, you start shaping and influencing your environment while others will have to adapt and react to your agenda. However, it's important to be careful not to rush your moves, as you risk committing mistakes. If you give your opponent an opportunity to threaten your position, you'll be on the defensive, and your opponent will be controlling the tempo and therefore the game. But this dynamic can be used to your advantage. If you find yourself in a defensive or reactive position, you can use your opponent's mistakes or weaknesses to gain back control of the tempo. In other words, you turn a defensive situation into an offensive one by exploiting your opponent's vulnerabilities. This is what defense is for in chess. A good defense is one that can put you back into a position to attack. In life, the same principle applies. If you find yourself on the defensive, look for opportunities to exploit your opponent's weaknesses and threaten his position according to the first strategy, thus turning the situation back to your advantage. You always want to be the one in control of the tempo, the one pushing the agenda. Though mistakes can happen, it is not guaranteed that your opponent will make them. As the Art of War advises, the rule of military operations is not to count on opponents not coming, but to rely on having ways of dealing with them. Not to count on opponents not attacking, but to rely on having what cannot be attacked. In other words, don't rely on your opponent making mistakes. Always be prepared and play your best game. In chess, as in life, if you take good care of building and maintaining a strong position, if you plan and strategize and take each game seriously regardless of the level of your opponent, you will become a skilled player. When I play chess, I often make the mistake of playing in a more relaxed manner against an opponent of inferior rating. Even if I win, this has only reinforced habits of playing poorly. Remember that every game also has implications greater than the result of the game itself. Every game is your chance to train your tactical and strategic skills, or, if you play poorly, to deteriorate them. This is true in chess and in life. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Another important strategic skill in chess is the idea of letting the board tell you the next move. This means paying attention to the position of the pieces and making decisions based on what the board calls for rather than what you want to do. Beginner chess players often make the mistake of thinking about the strategy they want to use rather than the strategy that they need to use. Strategy is not about choosing your moves, it is about knowing the board and doing the moves necessary to achieve victory. When you listen to the board and you assess the situation, the path to take becomes clear. You do not have to choose the next move because you see the best move. The best move becomes obvious if you know the board. The art of war says that victory can be discerned but not manufactured. You cannot manufacture victory, but you can become skilled in discerning it. The art of war also says a victorious army first wins and then seeks battle. A defeated army first battles and then seeks victory. The emphasis is on assessing and understanding the situation before taking military action. First you see victory, then you maneuver your armies towards it. In life, this means frequently evaluating your strategic position in relation to your goal, while being adaptable and flexible. Don't get attached to a particular plan or strategy. Instead, focus on your objectives, listen to the board, and let the situation guide your decision-making in order to find the best way to achieve victory. Finally, one of the most important skills for strategic success in chess and in life is to learn to use others' resources to your own advantage. In a chess game with limited time, you pay attention to the board even during your opponent's turn. Because time is limited, you use your opponent's time to think about your own moves. Similarly, in life, you can learn from others' mistakes, experiences, and work. If you're observant of what other people do and what results it yields them, you can benefit from their experience as if it were your own. When starting this channel, I took the time to study what other channels did that worked and didn't work, so that I could immediately benefit from months, if not years, of experience and trial and error. What makes an effective introduction? What are the most demanded topics? What is the optimal format for these videos? Indirectly using the resources around you is a skill that will benefit you greatly. This does not mean to steal from others. In chess, you use your opponent's turn to merely think about your moves, not to actually make a move, as that would be against the rules. Thus, we explored how the principles of chess can be applied to conflict and competition in everyday life. We looked at the concept of dictating the tempo in chess and how it can be used to push your own agenda in life, as well as the importance of being adaptable and using your opponent's mistakes to your advantage. We also looked at why you should always play your best game, and we discussed the idea of letting the situation guide your decision-making and using others' resources to your advantage. Overall, this video emphasizes the importance of taking control and being strategic in achieving your goals. Be active yet patient. Take the time to strategize, but be piercing in your strategy. Never act impulsively, but be decisive when you act. By understanding and applying these principles, you will be well equipped to strategize and achieve victory, be it in a game of chess or in life.